Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Natalie and today I'm just going to be going through all the authors that are like my absolute favourites. Like if they have a book out, I'm gonna buy it. Like I don't even need to know what the book's about, like I know I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna go through all them, like my top recommended authors that can just do me no wrong. The first author that literally like I just need more of her books is Kristen Callahan. So I've read like The Dear Enemy and Make It Sweet from her, but honestly like her writing style, I just think it's so good and like gripping and engaging, and like you definitely fall in love with the characters and you know connect with them. I think like the tropes that she hits on as well are really good. So you've got Grumpy meets Sunshine, you've got Enemies to Lovers. Well, that's just based off of these two books. I know she has other books which I do want to get. I just don't like the covers, which is what's putting me off, but I know the story itself is probably going to be really good. I feel like the writing is just, I don't know, like sophisticated. Like, you know, like when you listen to like Rick Ross, it's like it just seems like so sophisticated. That's how I feel with her writing. I love it and I'd recommend it to anyone who wants like a good read and like nice like spicy like bits as well. I just feel like it's like written so well, like where it's not cringe but like it gets the point across. Another author that I've basically only just started reading but I really have been enjoying her books, how she writes, is Rosie Dana. So I've read The Roommate and I'm currently reading The Intimacy Experiment, but I do like her style of writing. I love the character development that you see. I talk with my hands like so much, like, but I'm really loving the character development that you get within the books. So in The Roommate, saw a lot of character development between Clara and Josh. Like Clara was like a complete different person by the end of the books, like faced like her fears and like all the things that were kind of like holding her back. So I really like that aspect of the book. I like the dual perspective that she does, and like I've only read like one book, reading another, but I like that like the characters interchange in like the book. So Naomi that was in The Roommate, you've now got like Clara in The Intimacy Experiment, and I just like that because it's like I connected with the characters in The Roommate, so being able to still see them in The Intimacy Experiment is nice. But overall I feel like her description of things and just like the plot of the story and the character development in her writing is really good, which is why I would always pick up a book by her and why I would also recommend her, because that's just something that's like important to me, if I'm honest. And I also think she does really good chemistry between the characters in the book, which is also like really important, because there's some books that I've read and I'm just like I can't really see like the romantic chemistry. I can see it more as a friendship, but being able to see that romantic chemistry is really good and she portrays it well as well. Another person which I honestly like, I feel like I've spoke about in 10,000 videos already, is Pharah Rashon. I've only read her like the boyfriend like project like series, whatever the series would be called, but yeah, I've only read these ones, but I've literally enjoyed every single book. I enjoyed like hearing about the careers of everyone in it as well as the love with it, and I just think everything's done like really nicely and really class, shall I say. But like again, like when we get to the spicy bits, I feel like it's done with like good taste and stuff. It's not too much, it's not too little, but you still get the point and it's still like steamy. I like the whole dual perspective to it as well, and I just like it's really nice like having like those strong like main characters that like hold each other accountable, seeing the friendship between them, like that growing, as well as just the actual romantic love. Like it's not just focused on that, like there's a few focuses within the writing, which I think keeps it exciting, especially when reading a romance book. It's, you know, it's very easy to know how it's all gonna end. So when you've got like different bits that add more to the book, I really like that, and I like how Pharah does that. So I would highly recommend her and I would buy anything she writes. Okay, so another author that I absolutely love and I would buy anything and recommend is, oh you're standing on the front, Lissa K Adams, and she done the bromance book clubs. I've only got the 2 of them, but I've read like the whole series, and oh, there's no series that I loved more. Like these were books that were nice, easy reads, and I got through quickly. You get to hear from characters you've read like their previous book on and stuff like that, so you get to see that throughout. Again, there's like the development of the relationship and the connections between them are like, I love it. Like there's the chemistry there, and then as well as the chemistry between, no, I need to stop talking with my hands because like, I'm even getting distracted myself. But yeah, the chemistry between the love interest, but then you also see the chemistry between them, like their bromance basically, is also really sweet and really nice. The big focus on the grand gestures I love, because when it's like something personal to them or like really shows like their character and stuff like that, like, I really like that aspect, and it's just nice and light-hearted. But yeah, overall, like I really trust her writing. I feel like she seems a bit more like out of the box to me, in the fact that she's done it based on the men rather than like just based on the women, and the scenarios that like come up with it, like for example Vlad being like a virgin because he was waiting on his childhood like crush to like hit. Like honestly, like everything about it, like it's just, everything's just kind of outside of the box, and I really like the idea of it, and I've just not seen it in any other book. But yeah, Lissa K Adams, I trust anything she writes. Like I love her writing style a lot. So stepping out of the romance territory and and getting into some thriller, well, one thriller, but is Toure, or Toure, I don't know how you say her name, but I read Every Last Secret and I was hooked on the book. Like I was so hooked, genuinely. Like when like something new would happen, like I did not expect that. I honestly couldn't imagine what could have been the next part of it, and I feel like a part of that might be because I don't read a lot of thrillers, but overall like it just genuinely it genuinely seemed like it was just always something happening. Like there was never a boring point of the book where I was like trying to power through. And again, like the emotions that it brought out within me, like I just think the writing was so good, because when like one of the characters was jealous, I was jealous alongside her. I was flabbergasted when I was reading this book. There were parts where I was happy, where I was like, oh my gosh, good. Parts where I was like really shocked. Like it genuinely took me through a whirlwind of emotions, and I actually really liked that. It felt like something different compared to like the romance where it's like either sad or you're happy, like sort of thing. Like, but this like took me through every single emotion. I genuinely felt like I was one of the characters in the book. The way it's written and everything's explained is like really well, and it's just gripping. Like, but honestly, I just feel like if I was going for a thriller, especially because like I've not read a lot, I would definitely be starting with Toure and then moving on and like learning about new ones. But she is honestly amazing. Like I genuinely think I could buy anything of hers without looking at any reviews, and I think I'd be satisfied. So that is all of the authors that I would just buy any of their books, that I trust their writing and like would recommend to anybody if they ask me like who should I read. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.